on a level road, things may go smoothly. But when science must be called upon, the arms of the gods, they fail. Nobody in Germany has the least idea concerning the principles by which the currency must be managed. About these things, the Reichsbank remains in complete silence. The Reichsbank does not want to bind itself by a program. It wants to continue to work in an irresponsible way with full authority, as it has done in the past. Does anybody in Munich know what measures Berlin is planning for the reconstruction of our currency system, and at what date on the program of the stock exchange this changing policy, full of contradictions, is to be announced? You can imagine how many billions this secret will mean to a stock jobber, to a Pierpont Morgan. The Munich child, however, knows nothing of all of this. And at the Berlin Stock Exchange, there is great rejoicing that the supply of fools is endless. They fear only one thing, that is, a stabilized currency. Moreover, as no one opposes this stable currency policy, and what is more significant, cannot fight it publicly with solid arguments, they seek to discredit it with the foolish and unthinking by talking of experimentation. Experimenting in conjunction with mystification, the hotbed of differential profits at the stock exchange by the billions. That is the policy of the man who, from the depths of a money paper swamp of 40 billions, represents me to the Bavarian people as an experimenter and incites them against me in order to conceal his own bungled policy. Hovenstein has cause to fear the absolute currency, which would reveal the extent of his blind bungling. All traditional remedies for the sound reconstruction of the currency system fail us at this time. For as long as we do not secure the currency, this pivot of the economic structure to a solid base, to a rocher de bronze, we cannot get out of this condition of strikes, revolt, and violence. We are standing on the rim of a volcano of paper money. But far from making experiments here in Bavaria, all my mind, all my energy was being directed to protect the Bavarian Free State against the continuation of the Berlin paper money bungling, as is clearly shown through all of my publications. My intention was to treat the currency problem, the decisive factor of economic life, thoroughly and publicly as a necessary procedure in a democratic state. The political maturity of a nation requires, as the first and most important condition, the knowledge of all processes linked with the currency problem. Democracy and mystification are incompatible. On the inclined plane of the Reichsbank policy, we shall glide from democracy under the rule of plutocracy to the inevitable level of common robbery and complete disintegration. The currency system holds the state together or smashes it, according to what currency it is. If bungling is done here, then the state disintegrates into small parts, as we see it happen now, into atoms which repel one another. Town against country, profession against profession, tribe against tribe, north against south, creditors against debtors, recipients of fixed incomes against wage earners, until workers' battalions march against workers' battalions. In the U.S. of America, they have begun to enlighten the people on the currency problem. Bryan had placed the currency problem in first place for discussion at the elections. Much light has been spread in these dark hunting grounds of the speculators. The people were getting the idea of the close relationship between the policy of the bank of issue and the rates at the stock exchange. But darkness hates the light. The powers which rule the press saw to it that the subject was again stricken from the order of the day. The result was the tremendous robbing expeditions of the stock exchange, becoming bolder and bolder every time. The last one of 1907 had unheard of size and yielded to its manipulator, Pierpont Morgan, billions in profit. And in Germany, the exclusion of the currency problem from discussion in the press resulted in the fact that the policy of the Reichsbank could evade every investigation by the people. Out of 100,000 voters in large cities or entire provinces, one does not find a single human soul having the slightest idea of what the currency problem involves. If they only knew, if they only knew. This is the work of our press. Let somebody try to throw the searchlight of investigation on the policy of the Reichsbank in Germany.